Session 2 is entitled, We Are Called. We meet the Old Testament prophet Isaiah and the disciples of Jesus. They all received and accepted calls from God, even if sometimes reluctantly. We look at how their commitments and lives were transformed. 2 famous Lutherans also answered God's call to prophetic service. 100 years ago, the physician and theologian Albert Schweitzer responded to God by changing his vocation several times and by moving from Germany to Africa. In his 1933 autobiography, Schweitzer wrote that through the direct service of humanity, he would learn the meaning of Jesus' words, "Whoever shall lose his life for my sake in the Gospels shall save it." Lema Bowie was born in 1972 to a Christian family in Liberia, a country in West Africa. It was founded in 1820 by freed slaves from the United States. Through often painful experiences, Lema was transformed by the impact of Liberia's civil war on her family and community. Her faith and support from family and colleagues helped Lema act on a series of calls. She formed a women's empowerment organization. She earned a master's degree in the United States, and she risked her life leading her country's women in demanding that the opposing forces begin to make peace. Some of you may remember Lema Bowie's speech at the 2011 Women's Triennial. A few months later, she was one of 3 women leaders to be awarded the Nobel Prize for Peace. Here's her advice to us whenever we feel hesitant to answer God's call. Don't wait for a Gandhi. Don't wait for a king. Don't wait for a Mandela. You are your own Mandela. You are your own Gandhi. You are your own king. You know your issues. You know your concerns. You know the solution. Rise up and do something to change your situation. As we read and discuss We Are Called, I hope you will find opportunities to meet Hebrew prophets who answered God's call, to learn more about how the prophets and disciples served God's purposes. Study how Paul's encounter with the risen Christ is reflected in his letter to followers, and continue considering ways in which we are called to faith and service.